Step right up, dummies, and listen to the stupidest sports show on earth with Rodney Newpol and Tim Van Stratton. Yeah. Well, hello, dummies, and welcome to episode number 109 of the stupidest sports show on earth. My name, as you all know, is Tim Maserati Marv Van Stratton. I'm joined by Rodney Newpol. Hi, Rodney. Happy Tuesday.
Welcome. A happy Veterans Day to you and all those that served out there. And I know neither one of us served, but we can still say happy Veterans Day to each other and all those veterans that are listening out there. Thank you. And I hope you enjoyed your day today. And, now you can get ready to go to bed with a little stupid sports show. There you go. That sounds like a great Veterans Day.
Yeah. The only thing we serve are takes. It's the only service that we've done. But no, I have a couple buddies who are former military, and they have all enjoyed today, but for the reasons that you might not initially expect. It is because a lot of different restaurants in the area offer free food to veterans, like free meals with proof of military ID. So that's what they're taking advantage of today. They're like, it was worth it. The 6 years that I served in the Marine Corps is it's worth it because now I have free Chick-fil-A. Like, yeah. that's there we go. That's worth it, right?
So if you're not doing it, you could essentially go all three meals out today and pretty much get free meals if you did it right.
Yeah. No, I would say so. So yeah, if you play your cards right, I think that's what a lot of people are going to be doing for sure.
Very nice.
But anyway, we got a lot to get to tonight. Thanks to everyone who's tuning in on this Tuesday night, a big sports night. I put together the show today, Rodney. I don't know how much you got a chance to look, but we'll get this out of the way nice and early. See you, Brian Dable.
See ya.
It took yet another late game choke for him to finally lose his job. I've never been someone who is like, oh, I can't stand Brian Dable. I can't wait to get rid of him. Like really, I like Brian Dable, and maybe it's just memories of that first season where they inexplicably made it to the divisional round. But the fact of the matter is, since that season, the Giants have won 11 games.
Yeah,
that's an 11-33 record over the course of 2.5 seasons.
That's not good.
That ain't gonna cut it. And it's one thing to be like, oh well, he's developing Jackson Dart, but you could argue that a lot of the losses that now Jackson Dart is having to deal with are the results of poor coaching.
Yeah.
And that ultimately is going to impact development as well. So I knew it had to happen eventually, but it just it's disappointing. It's disappointing when you think about where the franchise was like three years ago today. Was feeling much different. You're like, yes, finally got the guy. Everything's in place. And then back to square one. Going to be their 5th head coach in the last 8 seasons.
Yeah, that's crazy. 5th head coach in 8 seasons. And it just – so I guess the question that everybody will be asking that, and maybe you can help answer, knowing more about the Giants than anyone I know, is who's next? Who's next? And I know you have more on this, but who's next?
So, okay. Do you want me to give you the list of who Giants reporters have sort of thrown out there as initial candidates, or do you want me to give you the list of who I would consider?
However you want to take this. Where do you want, whatever you want to do with this.
So my worry here, Rodney, is that the Giants are going to do what they, generally speaking, always like to do, and it's who do we feel comfortable with? Who do we know? Who do we have a connection with? So some of the names that have been thrown out there already is former Giants defensive coordinator, one-time interim head coach, and the current defensive coordinator of the Kansas City Chiefs, Steve Spagnuolo. Steve Spagnuolo was a head coach for your St. Louis Rams. People have said, well, he's had the opportunity to learn under Andy Reid, but I don't know, 65 years old. I'm not like he would have to get an absolute home run offensive coordinator, but still, I'm like, I don't know. Okay, that's one guy that's thrown out there. Another guy that I've seen thrown out there is Lou Anarumo, the former Bengals, now Colts defensive coordinator, was at one time on the Giants staff and actually interviewed for the head coaching job 3 years ago that ultimately went to Brian Daboll. He's rumored to be in the mix. The other name that I've seen thrown out there is former Giants linebacker and former Raiders coach Antonio Pierce. I don't even think Antonio Pierce is currently on a staff right now. I think he might be doing television work. Now Antonio Pierce as an assistant coach, I'd sign me up. Great. Antonio Pierce as a head coach, when the fate of your franchise is centered on Jackson Dart, I don't know if I like it. So I tend to want to go with someone who has real head coach experience. That's my preference. Now there's a couple guys that DraftKings has the betting odds out, and currently the betting favorite's Mike McCarthy. In theory, Mike McCarthy should be a coach and be like, all right, experience, check. Offense, check. Has a good history with quarterbacks, with Rodgers, with Dak, check. But I don't want him. Mike McCarthy is not exciting at all.
No, he's not.
No. So it's like, that's not really what I'm looking for. Jeff Hatley is a name that I've seen thrown out quite a bit. The defensive coordinator for Green Bay. Not only is he a New Jersey native, which apparently matters in this to the Giants, but he was, before getting the Packers job, the head coach for Boston College. So he does have years of head coaching experience, albeit at the collegiate level, and the Boston College connection, which, again, matters when you have someone like Tom Coughlin. Like there's a connection there. So
right.
I think he's definitely going to be under consideration. I do think McCarthy will probably get an interview. I think Mike Kafka, honestly, depending on these few weeks, I think Mike Kafka might have a real shot. Unless the team just continues to lose and lose and lose. But I have a much stranger feeling about this hire than I did the last one. Like when they fired Joe Judge, and it was like everyone knew they were getting Brian Daboll, and it was like, all right, this is awesome. Now it's like I don't know, and this hire just feels so important because you have a quarterback. He's had one season, so you have the chance to have a quarterback on a rookie deal, build a team that can contend. It's like you got to get this right. And I don't know what they'll do.
What if Lane Kiffin said he wants the job?
I do think Lane Kiffin will be considered, but I think that Ole Miss will probably throw an insane amount of money at Lane Kiffin to get him to stay. But because I've thought outside the box candidates like Lane Kiffin. I keep saying John Gruden. I don't know if John Gruden's going to get considered, but eventually someone's going to interview him, right?
You would think. Although he keeps talking about maybe wanting to go into the college ranks. I don't know.
John Gruden as a college coach would actually be kind of fun.
It would be fun.
Yeah,
it would be fun. It would be fun. He and especially with the, being able to, recruit however you want, basically. Yeah, it probably would be. And he'd probably get a lot of NIL and he could probably do well. But yeah, those are two names I found interesting. What about Chapel Bill?
Yeah. If this was 3 years ago, absolutely. I don't think that's going to be the play. I don't. I don't think so. Will be quite the story.
It would be.
And everyone knows he loves the Giants. But yeah, I don't think Bill Belichick's coaching in the NFL again.
Okay. Any other names?
I mean, you could the big coordinators that people are talking about. I mentioned Hatley from Green Bay, Clint Kubiak of the now 7-2 Seattle Seahawks, offensive coordinator. It was believe the passing game coordinator for the 49ers for Brock Purdy's best season when they went to the Super Bowl. He was with New Orleans last year when you remember once upon a time the New Orleans Saints last season had a great offense. Right. And then now with the Seattle Seahawks, I expect Clint Kubiak to be the hot assistant, the offensive guru candidate. Not at the same extent that like Ben Johnson was, but like Clint Kubiak's getting a lot of buzz and super experienced, and obviously has that his dad being a longtime head coach, he knows sort of what goes into the job. Right. Jesse Minter, defensive coordinator from the Chargers, I think is going to get some calls, and I'll throw a couple options at you here, Rodney. I don't think Kevin Stefanski is going to be back with the Cleveland Browns.
No, I don't think so either.
Kevin Stefanski is probably a coach who, if he gets fired, assuming he gets fired, I think he gets another head coaching job immediately. Wouldn't you agree?
Probably. Yeah, probably. Because how much of this is his fault in Cleveland?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think that other teams know that he has just been dealt bad hand after bad hand. He's only doing so much. He's 2-time coach of the year. He's took that franchise to the divisional round with a quarterback that he didn't cast off. The team did.
No.
Got saddled with Deshaun Watson. Got saddled with a lot of stuff that he didn't ask for. So yeah. I would be very in favor of Kevin Stefanski. But honestly, and I was talking to a buddy about this too, where like Stefanski probably doesn't want to go from Cleveland with just all that noise and Shador, why aren't you playing Shador? To then go to New York where it's just going to be blah. Where like a team like Tennessee would make a lot of sense for Stefanski. Yeah. Where you don't have the media pressure, you have Cam Ward, a young quarterback that you can build around, and I could see that being a fit. But yeah, it's going to be a very interesting cycle of coaches because you have a lot of assistants, but you have a lot of guys that have previous head coaching experience that I do think will get second chances. Brian Flores might be in might get a job again. So we'll see what happens.
Which brings us to the next question that you put together here. The next coach to get seated. I before you mentioned him 20 seconds ago, I think Kevin Stefanski may actually be next. He may go mid-season here because here's what I'm looking at with Cleveland. So here's my thinking on Cleveland. They have the Ravens at home. They're probably going to lose that one, be 2-8. Not that matters for firing. But then they are at the Vegas Raiders on the 23rd. I think if they lose at Vegas, he's gone. Kevin Stefanski's gone after that. They just all right, we've got 6 games left. We'll figure out what our coordinator can do. Mm-hmm. May even move to Shadir Sanders at that point. I don't know. Dylan Gabriel hasn't been very good.
Yeah, they probably should put Sanders in at some point.
Yeah, Dylan Gabriel has certainly not been the answer yet. Yeah. Although, 7 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, but been sacked 17 times and just not winning games. And then the other choice would be McDaniel there in Miami. Those two guys are probably neck and neck to be the next one fired. Although, Miami, maybe they're just not going to fire midseason. They probably already would have after a couple rock bottoms already this year.
Well, and they fired Chris Greer, the GM, already. And I believe right after that, it was sort of hey, McDaniel's going to stick around through at least the end of this season. So I think McDaniel is safe. The only team. So, yes, I think Stefanski, if you put betting odds on the next coach to get fired in season, if there is one, it would be Kevin Stefanski.
Yeah.
Fairly or unfairly. I'm going to throw a couple other names at you here. So the Atlanta Falcons have lost 4 in a row.
Yeah.
That's a team that probably feels like they should be doing a lot better than they've been. They're behind the Carolina Panthers now in that division. They're only, a game and a half up on the Saints. I don't know if they feel super comfortable in Raheem Morris. And maybe Raheem Morris is probably gets fired after the season. But if the Falcons, so who do the Falcons have next year? They have the Panthers. They got the Saints. They got the Jets.
Yeah.
If they lose, if they lose the next 2 or 2 of those 3, if they lost back-to-back at the Saints, at the Jets, that would be hard. That would be hard to come back from.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. Let me throw one more name out at you that I think would be even a bigger surprise. Zach Taylor.
It would be a surprise, but Joe Burrow's coming back, no?
Yeah, but he comes back and they still don't win. I mean, they're 3-6. They lose to the Steelers on Sunday, and they're about done at 3-7. Now I know the division hasn't been real good. They got the Patriots and Ravens after that, but then they have the Bills, the Ravens after that. So I don't know here, Cincinnati, right? I feel like Cincinnati, once they're kind of eliminated, they are going to get rid of Zach Taylor, and I feel like they would do that mid-season. We'll see, but that would be a wild card. I think could be a possibility.
I have a good idea of teams that are going to have new head coaches next season, whether it's fired now or later. So Miami's going to have a new head coach. I think Cleveland, and honestly, I do think Cincinnati too. I'm going to say both of them have new head coaches. So that's 3 right there in the AFC. AFC South, no.
What about Pittsburgh?
AFC. So I got to tell you, Rodney, I read something on The Athletic today. It was a pretty laid out article of why a Giants Mike Tomlin marriage makes sense. And I'm assuming that would be a you would have to trade for him type of situation, because I think Tomlin still has a couple years left on his deal. I don't know what the Pittsburgh Steelers feel about that, because they're 5-4. They're very much trending toward the exact same season that they've been having for a decade now.
Right.
So, but it's okay, if we get rid of Mike Tomlin, we replace him with who? Because the Pittsburgh Steelers, more than any other team in the NFL, know that a head coach is a long-term investment.
Yeah.
So if they just cast away Mike Tomlin, who's never had a losing record for you, never once, is not going to this year, you replace him with who? It's not like you promote Arthur Smith and give him the job. Could you imagine? So it's I don't know. And NFC, this is an interesting one that I saw just after the terrible Monday night game. There are some people that are wondering about Matt LaFleur in Green Bay.
It's not going well right now for them.
No, and Green Bay's offense, or excuse me, their defense is playing really well, but the offense that's Matt LaFleur's side of the football. That's been shaky.
Him and Jordan Love have not been working out.
No, and now they're sitting 3rd in the division, behind the Bears, behind the Lions. You've lost games against the Browns. You've lost games against the Panthers at home to the Panthers. You scored 7 points on Monday night at home against the Eagles. You've tied the Dallas Cowboys. That's not good. That's not super impressive. And this is a team that first couple weeks of the year were that's a Super Bowl team, but no one's saying that anymore.
No. Yeah, no, I'm with you there. I think that I would be surprised. I mean, they're not going to fire him mid-season. I'd be surprised at the end of. I'd be surprised if they let him go at the end of the year. I just think they'll have a longer leash. I do think he's still well liked there in Green Bay. Now, obviously, the natives are restless, but I do think he's still liked. I don't see that happening yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then other than that, though, I mean, Arizona coach, do they make a move? Jonathan Gannon. That's a weird team to figure out because it's like, oh, Kyler Murray's hurt, but like, where are they going?
Right. Yeah. I think he survives too.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll see what happens. But anyway, NFL Week 10, another week where you had a couple good games. I know we had an overtime game in Berlin, that Falcons Colts game. A couple good games of the witching hour. The Jaguars Texans game was just Texans scored 26 points in the fourth quarter. They were down 19 points and scored 26 unanswered in the fourth quarter to win 36-29. Yeah. Jacksonville, what a disaster. What a disaster for the Jags.
Yeah.
That's
not good.
To Davis Mills, when you are like clinging to a final wild card spot.
Yeah.
This is a game that if you're a serious team, you close out, and they're not a serious team.
No, I find it interesting. The very first game and the very last game of the week both ended 10-7.
Yeah.
10-7. That's boring.
That's boring. Yeah, God, that Thursday night game, the Monday night game. By the way, shout out, thank you to ESPN and Google for continuing the holdout, because I would have watched that game. Normally, I would have watched that game. And I saw it, and I read it. I swear, I was like, wait a minute. It's almost halftime. It's 0-0.
0-0, yeah. And not only did they not let us watch it, not make us watch it, they're giving us $20 credit.
Yay!
Yay! Ooh, yay!
All right, couple more surprises here. I think we have to officially say the Patriots are serious.
I guess yes. I don't want to believe it, but we have to, right? Like that win in Tampa was as impressive as can be.
Like win at Tampa, they're 8-2.
Yeah,
they're 8-2.
Yeah, it's impressive.
Yeah, Drake May, once again, solid 2 touchdown throws. Trevion Henderson finally showed up. Huge game.
Yeah.
And what's amazing with New England too is that like Stephon Diggs is I guess their number one receiver, but he ain't the Stephon Diggs from 5-6 years ago, and he's doing it. So Drake May's doing it with an older, slower version of Diggs. Doing it with Mac Hollins. Mac Hollins was their leading receiver. Demario Douglas, like it's a who's who. Kayshon Boutte, like it's a who's who of receivers there. Like imagine, and I'm sure New England is going to be going after a receiver to get him a weapon this upcoming offseason. But boy, that the Patriots' downfall was too short. It's too short.
It was too short.
Here they are.
And now,
if
you're Buffalo, you're like, what happened here?
Yep.
Right? Like
that's what
I was talking about them winning the division in week 11.
Yeah. And that's exactly what I was going to say next. Yeah. Not only is New England 8-2, but Buffalo, I have no idea what to make of the Buffalo Bills. That's just totally unprepared, I guess.
Well, that is so.
I don't know if they just assumed that they were going to win this game in Miami, but that was bizarre. And now you're 6-3. I don't know if they're the betting odds favorite to win the division at this point. Probably not.
That brings me back to the coaches that could get fired. Like, I don't know here. Like they're finding a lot of issues with McDermott and things aren't working out real well. Buffalo. Now that's not going to be midseason because they're still going to be a playoff contender. But if they don't win in the playoffs, maybe.
Yeah. That's an interesting team because here's the things they have to consider now. It's they have Joe Brady, who's an offensive coordinator for them, who's probably going to get head coaching interviews. If you love Joe Brady, do you say, hey, we're going to fire McDermott, but we're going to promote Joe Brady? We want to keep him.
Right.
Or now there's a certain former Buffalo offensive coordinator who's available. And I've seen more than one person suggest that Brian Dable maybe can go back to Buffalo. And not even just, he's going to get the offense coordinator again, but like, what if he becomes the head coach there? So, yeah, Buffalo has options. I don't think that they necessarily have to say, well, we're stuck with Sean McDermott. This is our guy. I've never personally thought, Sean McDermott is a premier head coach in the NFL.
No,
I've never thought that. I've thought that he's fine. It's okay, but he's replaceable. He's replaceable. Like Kevin O'Connell to me is irreplaceable for Minnesota. Right. Sean McDermott for Buffalo is not irreplaceable.
Right. No, I'm with you, and with Josh Allen there, like there you are going to get a coach that probably is going to be able to win, right? But something's not quite right with Allen here these last couple weeks too. So I think trouble's brewing there if they don't start righting the ship in Buffalo. But we look at AFC odds, they're still right there though, right? Even if they're a wild card team, because I think if you were to say Buffalo at New England in the playoffs, I'm probably taking Buffalo in that game. I'm sorry, I probably am. It's Josh Allen. I'm probably taking him. Now, if it's Buffalo, Kansas City, I'm probably taking Kansas City because history shows the Chiefs win that one. But I don't know. It'll be interesting to see.
All right. Couple more things real quick. How about the New York Jets? Justin Fields was 6 of 11 for 54 yards. They scored 27 points and won the game.
Yeah. Did you know that Justin Fields has not thrown an interception all year?
It's hard to throw. Well, no, he threw an interception on Sunday.
Oh, just in that last game. Yeah. That was
his first one.
First of the year.
Well, it's hard to throw an interception when you don't throw the ball more than 3 yards down the field.
Yeah, 6 for 11. and against Carolina, he was 6 for 12. And the game before, he was 9 for 17. Yeah, he's just not throwing the ball. You're right. He's not throwing it.
He's just not a quarterback, and that's okay. That's okay. He's not. The Carolina Panthers were very easily looking at an opportunity to be 6-4 in a legitimate playoff conversation, and they decided to have their biggest choke of the year. They scored 7 points at home against Tyler Shuck and the New Orleans Saints, who, sorry, Rodney, the New Orleans Saints have now passed your win total for them. You had them at 1 win for the whole year. Saints are now doubled that up. You also had Buffalo at 1 loss. Is that correct?
1 loss, yeah.
1 loss.
Yeah.
1 loss.
Yeah. I had Buffalo at 15-2.
Yeah. And real quick, I had one more note on the NFL weekend here. How about the Los Angeles Rams? Going to San Francisco. Yeah, they're good. Matthew Stafford, really good. Devontae Adams, Puka Nacua, that's a great duo. And you could probably double check this here, but I believe the betting favorite in the NFC right now for the Super Bowl is the LA Rams.
Probably them, or it could be Seattle. Both those teams. And that's coming up this week. Seattle, LA. We'll talk more about that on Friday. But those two teams are probably the two favorites in the NFC. I mean, Philly. Yeah, I still love Philly, but
I know you do.
Seattle and LA, man.
Yeah. I thought I saw that. I'll pull up DraftKings here because I don't know if this was before or after the Monday night game. Yeah, if you're the Eagles, are you oh yeah, the Eagles, you feel much better about them after Monday? Can you? I mean, the defense, sure. 10 points, not very good, I guess. I don't know.
No, it's not. It's not. And now the Eagles have the Lions, which is going to be a crazy one coming up here. But I'm pulling it up as well. The Rams and Chiefs are favorites, co-favorites right now.
Yeah.
6-1.
Yeah, that's wild. That's wild. And honestly, I get it. The Rams are really good. Lions are still there. So the Eagles are third right now in the NFC.
Yeah.
Which is surprising.
No, they're second to win the NFC. Rams are 300, Eagles are 370, and Lions are 390. Seattle's 450, Packers 800, and Tampa 1200. Bears 55-1 to win the NFC.
Interesting. It's interesting. How about the Patriots 7-1 to win the AFC? You like it?
I don't like it. No.
If they have the one seed and you got to go through Foxborough.
In here, every third down.
Yeah.
Do they still do that? Do they still do that in Foxborough? I don't see enough Patriots games anymore.
We used to see a lot of Patriots games. It's been a while.
Yeah.
All the time. All the damn time. All right.
But you know what? You know what I'm talking about, right? Where you hear the horn all the time.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right. Let's get to my power rankings.
Yep, your power rankings. So, Rodney, you've posted the full list on Twitter, but he on this show gives us his bottom 5 teams and his top 5 teams. So, I'll let you take it away here, man. I saw there's some big changes in both. Honestly, both since last week. So, very excited to see where you're at.
Yeah, coming in number 32, the worst team in the National Football League is the Tennessee Titans. They're not very good. And, okay, so we talked about some coaching openings. If Lane Kiffin was going to take an NFL job, I think the Titans would be his best fit. He's more of a Southern guy anyway. Like, going to New York just isn't going to work for Lane Kiffin.
He's not a New Yorker. Could you imagine Lane Kiffin interacting with the New York media?
Yeah, no. He's a Southern guy. He's an SEC country type guy. This would be a fit for him in Nashville. I also think there could be a fit in Miami for him. You would get back with Tua. It's obviously much more Southern, but not SEC country like Nashville would be. I think Lane Kiffin's would be a good spot, would be a good fit in Tennessee, but we're moving on. Number 31 will go to the Las Vegas Raiders. Been a disaster. Pete Carroll has been a disaster there.
I would be willing to say, Rodney, that the Raiders are the biggest disappointment in the NFL this year.
I agree. Because did we think they were going to make the playoffs? No, but we thought it would be a 4-team competitive kind of race in the AFC West. It's not. It's 3, and the Raiders are terrible. I will keep them at 31. The Cleveland Browns are bad as well. We've talked about them. Losing to the Jets did not help their cause. They are 30th here. They seem to be every year playing for the number 1 pick. And here we are. Maybe they'll draft a quarterback. Maybe they'll draft a quarterback with that top pick that they might be getting. But Cleveland Browns 30th. Your New York Giants have fallen to 29th. I tried like hell to get them out of the bottom 5.
No,
I tried so many times. But they just continue to shoot themselves in the foot. They did it again against the Bears.
It's Rodney, they've had 4 games this year. 4 games where they have led by 10 or more points in the second half, and they've lost all of them.
Yeah, things are not. That's not good. That's not good. And being below the New Orleans Saints means you're bad. Saints won a game, so got to move them up. So I'll put the Saints at 28.
And you know what this means, Rodney? So couple big things. You now officially have the New York Jets outside the bottom 5 teams in the NFL.
Which is wild, right? Which is so wild. The New York Jets, bad football team.
Honestly, I would put the Saints above the Jets.
Yeah. You're probably right. Jets 27, Commanders 26. Commanders, and they just keep going. Whoop, they're just falling down the list.
Yeah.
Bengals 25, Dolphins 24, Cowboys, Cardinals, Falcons, Panthers round out the bottom 20. So that's that top 5 now. There is some changes here, and I really probably feel bad for the Seattle Seahawks. They're still not in it. The New England Patriots still not in the top 5. Denver Broncos still not in the top 5.
I'm okay with no Broncos in the top 5. I've enough of them.
My number 5 team is Los Angeles Rams, and they continue to skyrocket up the rankings here. I could see a potential where they move to a top 3 team, and maybe they should be already, but they've been really good. They, you said they're the odds-on favorites to win the Super Bowl. They're number 5. Los Angeles Chargers, number 4. They look pretty good on Sunday night. It was pretty bad by Pittsburgh, but that's a game you got to win if you're the Chargers. You're at home. You got the Steelers. You're in a divisional race. Chargers have lost those games over the years. They lost them. So this is obviously a different looking Chargers team. I'll keep them at 4. Colts are 3. Jonathan Taylor, MVP candidate, looked great in Germany. I don't have much else to say about the Colts. They've been really good. Lions are 2 for me. Dan Campbell and the Detroit Lions are 2. Despite losing a week ago, they did come back and win this last week. And then I'll keep the Philadelphia Eagles at number 1. They did not look like the number 1 team last night, but I continue to say the champions are the champions until they're not. They do not look like they're going to be an easy out. Now, will they lose in the postseason? There's a good possibility they could, but they do not look like an easy out. I don't think they're going to bow down to anybody in the NFC. So Seattle 6, Patriots 7, Bills dropped all the way to 8, Broncos 9, Bucks 10. Your Chicago Bears, not yours, but our Chicago Bears 15 in the rankings.
We're the Kansas City Chiefs. I know they didn't play this week, but
Kansas City Chiefs are 12. The Green Bay Packers are 11, and San Francisco 49ers are 13.
Does it concern you at all, Rodney, that the team that is the co-favorite right now to win the Super Bowl is 12th in your power rankings?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but like, how many times have we seen the good Chiefs this year? Like, I would say probably when have the Chiefs looked the best? I don't know. Like, I haven't ever been like, ooh, boy, those Chiefs. Now they've won games. It's like, oh, they look like they might be coming back. They're outside the playoffs right now, right? Like, if the playoffs started tomorrow at 5-4, they're not in. I'm just trying to think, like, their wins. They beat the Commanders 28-7. They beat the Raiders 31-0. They did beat the Lions 30-17. That's probably the game that I would be like, yeah, it's pretty good. And then the other one was the Ravens 37-20 at the end of September. Now, at that point, probably a good win. You look at the stretch the Ravens had at the end of September and October, not so much of a great win. Now, if they were to if Kansas City beat Baltimore tomorrow, okay, that's probably a pretty good win. Baltimore's playing pretty well. That's also the game Lamar Jackson left with an injury. So I'm not in love with what Kansas City's shown this year.
We're going to continue to have this discussion because their next 2 games, they're at Denver. Yeah. And I think if the Chiefs win that game, we'll just be like, oh, well, that's because Denver's a fraud. And then the week after that, they host the Colts. And if they beat the Colts, we'll be like, oh, of course, Daniel Jones turned into a pumpkin. The Colts are frauds. So it's just like we could just sort of make excuses. But then ultimately, if that happens, the Chiefs will have been 7-4.
Yeah.
Like, clearly the offense is significantly better with Rashee Rice than it was without him in the first 6 weeks of the season. And then you just have to say, okay, I don't think any single team in the AFC wants to face the Chiefs in the playoffs.
Yeah, but on the other side, let me go the other way at 5-4. If they lose to the Broncos and if they lose to the Colts, going into Thanksgiving Day at 5-6 in the AFC West, like you're pretty much done in the AFC West if you fall to 5-6. Like you're not going to win the division. Now you're just hoping to scrape 6 or 7 seed in the wild card. And so what are they this week? They're still a favorite in Denver. I don't know. Like, I'm not sure about that. I don't know. They'll play a favorite against the Colts, but they're not gimmies to win either one of those games by no means. And then let's just talk about Thanksgiving Day. Like, Dallas on Thanksgiving Day, like, okay, yes, Kansas City should win that one, but it's in Dallas. It's Thanksgiving Day. I don't know, man. These next 3 weeks are very, very interesting for the Kansas City Chiefs. There's no doubt about it.
Is Mahomes still the favorite to win MVP?
He probably is, but he shouldn't be. I mean,
why not? Because of the team.
Because Jonathan Taylor has been incredible.
Yeah, Rodney, I officially was thinking about it after actually on Sunday, just after the game. And I know that you and I have been sort of like, why isn't he getting more consideration? At this point, like, I'm ready to officially say he should be the MVP. That the Colts are the only team in the NFL where it would affect them more if you took away their running back than if you took away their quarterback.
Right. Yeah. So you ask, Patrick Mahomes is 30. He's 5-1 right now. Matthew Stafford is leading at plus 260. Drake May is second at plus 270. Jonathan Taylor is plus 550. And then Josh Allen 7-1. And then we moved to Sam Darnold to 11-1. So five guys all within 7-1 there.
Okay, so it's not like Jonathan Taylor's getting totally left out of the conversation, but man, I would really, 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 if I was a voter, strongly consider saying like Jonathan Taylor's the most valuable player in the NFL this year.
Well, yeah, especially if he continues on the path that he's on. Like if he continues doing what he's doing, I mean, he's got 1,139 rushing yards. He's got 15 touchdowns already. Like that's incredible. And then he's catching passes as well. He's got two receiving touchdowns, but 260 yards there. So he's at like 1,400 yards and 17 touchdowns going into week 11. Colts have the Chiefs. It's going to be hard to run on the Chiefs in Kansas City on Sunday. They have the Texans, the Jaguars, the Seahawks, the 49ers, the Jaguars, and the Texans again. Several divisional games, and I seem to think Jonathan Taylor does pretty well against divisional teams. And that division isn't like, oh my gosh, they're going to shut him down. You play the Jaguars twice, and you play them twice in the last 5 weeks. Like, I'm not sure the Jaguars will care much. I mean, I know right now they're kind of in it, but like, if they're 6-6, 6-7, I don't know, man. Jonathan Taylor we should have got him at like 40-1 2 weeks ago. I mean, at 5.5-1 now, it's like, it's not worth it. But I think he's a great candidate for it.
Yeah, and just looking at the other MVP candidates, like their teams, like the Kansas City Chiefs could be the third place team in that division.
Yeah.
The Rams could be second or even third, just depending on San Francisco. Like it's not a given they're going to win. New England is probably the team where it's like you look at team success, you look at Drake May, but then it's like, the Colts are going to have the same record as them,
right?
And one player's stats are just so wildly amazing compared to like Drake May, who Drake May is going to have very good numbers, but like it would make Drake May just statistically one of the weaker MVPs that we've had ever.
Yeah.
Where Jonathan Taylor at this point is on a collision course to what we were seeing in the 2000s when LaDainian Tomlinson was scoring 28 touchdowns for the Chargers in a season. Like that's what this is like, and he was the MVP. And everyone, and in a league that had Peyton Manning and Tom Brady and all of these guys and Brett Favre, like he was the MVP. So why can't it happen this year? So I'm totally with you. If I had to vote right now, 10 weeks in, Jonathan Taylor's my MVP. We'll see if it changes in 2 months, but that's where I'm at. All right, let's switch gears here. Talk a little NBA here. We've already got about 45 minutes on the show. See Nico Harrison. 9 months after trading Luka Doncic, he is no longer employed by the Dallas Mavericks. The Mavs are now, granted, Dallas is dealing with injuries, but I feel like Dallas is always dealing with injuries. That team's 3-8. They're second worst team in the Western Conference, only better than the New Orleans Pelicans. Part of me is like, it sucks for Nico where he didn't get a chance to see what the full vision would have been like with Kyrie Irving and Cooper Flagg and Anthony Davis all together. But at the same time, you traded away Luka Doncic.
Right.
And I think at this point, every single person knows, like, and they knew in real time, this is going to be a disaster. And sure enough, that's what happened. And the Dallas Mavericks make a drastic move. I can't say I'm surprised though, right? Like, no.
Well, they're chanting it every night at the stadium, at the arena when they're at home. Fire Nico. He's sitting there listening to people, like literally fans both in front and behind him are chanting Fire Nico, and he's taking it like it had to happen. It just had to happen.
Yeah. It's funny. Like you look at his total resume, aside from that trade, I don't think anyone said he was a bad GM.
No.
That team made the NBA Finals. He pulled off a pretty decent trade for Kyrie Irving. They've made moves. Now, probably letting Jalen Brunson go was not ideal. So I wouldn't say, oh, he was a great GM who made one bad decision, but do you think he'll ever be a general manager in the NBA again?
I mean, I do, and I'll go back to this. Like, I mean, if Kyrie Irving's playing right now and Anthony Davis sucks it up and plays a little bit, like Nico doesn't get fired because they play better. They're winning games.
Mm-hmm.
And then I don't want Cooper Flagg as my point guard. I don't want him running the point, but that's not on Nico. That's on Jason Kidd, right? Like,
yeah.
I mean, Cooper Flagg has not been terrific to start his career, but I also like he has no business running the point for that team. Like he shouldn't be running the point. Like, can he do it? Fine, but like that's not why we got him. You didn't get him to run the point for you. So those are things on Jason Kidd, and maybe Nico hired him. I get that, but I don't know. Yeah, he'll be a GM, I think. I mean, I don't know how old he is. He seems like he's young enough and bright enough. He should be able to go somewhere. But yeah, it was needed, but I'm not sure how deserved it was. Now I'll leave it at that. What did they need to do it? Yes. Did he deserve it? I'm not so sure.
All right, I have a few NBA hot takes for you as we're about the 3-week benchmark of the NBA season.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a fun year so far. Lots of good high-scoring games. Last night had more incredible games in the NBA. Tonight we've seen, the Knicks put up 133 against the Grizzlies. Celtics 76ers was a nail biter that Philly was able to win by 2 points late in that game. A little bit of a come from behind victory there. So it's been a good NBA season, but I have 4 hot takes that I'm ready to declare at the early stages here. So we'll start with my number 4, the Miami Heat, and I think these progressively get hotter and hotter as we go along. Mm-hmm. So maybe this isn't considered as hot here. This is sort of the appetizer. The Miami Heat will finish with a top 3 seed in the Eastern Conference. I'm looking at the East right now. Rodney, I don't know if you're looking at the standings. Hopefully not. Who's the number 1 team in the Eastern Conference?
Well, it was the Bulls, but it's not going to be anymore. They've lost several in a row.
Yeah, the Bulls are now the 7th seed in the Eastern Conference.
It's probably the Detroit Pistons. They've been real good. And did I see something about Cade Cunningham getting hurt?
I don't know. I saw Duran's day-to-day.
Cade Cunningham does have a hip injury. He's questionable for tomorrow's game. But the hip from all the shots, right?
Yeah,
thrusting his hip.
I'm all right. I'm gonna say it real quick segue. I don't give a shit if Cade Cunningham scored 46 points. He missed 31 shots. He missed 31 shots. That's not a good game.
No, it's not.
That's not a good game.
No, it's not.
It's not a good game. Okay.
No. Go ahead.
Probably got that out of the way. Because if you miss 31 shots, you had a bad game. Don't feel good about it. All right. But yes, the Detroit Pistons are 9-2 right now. They won 7 in a row. You got the Knicks that are up there, but I'm looking at the Eastern Conference and I'm saying, okay, Miami, I think their offense is super legit. I think the Norman Powell trade might have been the best. I think that was the best move of the offseason because it brought such a valuable player to that team. And you know what they gave up for Norman Powell?
Not much.
Kyle Anderson and Kevin Love.
Yeah. Kevin Love. Yeah.
Kyle Anderson, legitimately. So, they get Norman Powell, who was a borderline all-star last year, who's been great. They've revamped the entire offense, and they've done it without Tyler Hero. Tyler Hero is still in play this year, but Tyler Hero is a 6th man of the year who can come off the bench and be instant offense for them. Bam Adebayo's hurt, but they're still winning without him, and he'll come back. They have the best coach in the NBA, arguably. So, I think that Miami's going to be legit. I strongly believe that they're going to be a top 3 team in the Eastern Conference. Number 3, Victor Wembanyama. I'm ready to say it. He's going to be your MVP. And he will be the youngest MVP in NBA history. Derrick Rose is currently the youngest at 22 years and however many days. Wemby will beat him by a few days, and Wemby's going to win his MVP this year. He's going to finish like 28 and 15 with 5 blocks a game. The Spurs are going to win 50 plus games, and I think Wemby's going to be your MVP.
I was trying to see what Wemby's odds were. You can go ahead and continue on, and I'll find the latest MVP odds. I know it's early, 3 weeks in, but I'll see what odds you can get him at. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, Luka's going to be there, and Jokic and Giannis and stuff. But no, I think this is Wemby's year. He's arrived. All right, number 2, Rodney. The Oklahoma City Thunder. They won again tonight against Golden State. They were up by 30 at one point in the second half. They're 11-1. They are overwhelmingly the best team in the NBA once again. And I think the Oklahoma City Thunder, who have only become deeper than they were last year, with guys like AJ Mitchell now in the rotation, I think OKC is going to be join an elite club of NBA teams to have won 70 games in a season. I think the Thunder, I don't know what they'll finish at, but I believe 70 will be hit for the Thunder this year. They're 11-1 right now. They're doing it without Jalen Williams, who's their third best player. There's no stopping the Oklahoma City Thunder, and I think you're going to see a historic season from them.
Okay.
And that brings me to my final hot take. The record low for teams in a season to finish above 500. So in the lockout year in 1999, there were only 15 of the then 29 teams who had a winning record. So about half the league. I'm looking at the NBA landscape right now, and I see a lot of bad teams. I see a lot of bad teams, and I see a lot of like top-heavy teams like OKC and Denver that are going to win 60-plus games. So I was doing some look at the standings, and I'm counting and I'm calculating. And I'm saying, you know what? I don't think we'll get any more than 14 teams that actually end up with a record above 500 this year. Like, it could legitimately be 7 in the East, 7 in the West. And that would be unfortunate, because I think that it's good when I like, in the Western Conference when you have 10, 11 seeds that are all above 500, but I just don't think we're going to get that this year. Like, the play-in right now in the West is Phoenix, Golden State, Portland, and Memphis. Portland, Memphis, and Phoenix are not going to be above 500. I'll tell you that right now. And then it's like Sacramento, Utah below them, like Dallas, not gonna be winning team. And then the East, it's Toronto, it's the Bulls, it's the Hawks, Charlotte, Boston. You're not gonna get a lot of winning teams there. So I think it'll be NBA history in a bad way. Fewer than 15 teams will get a winning record when it's all said and done.
We still have 3 teams with only 1 win. And that is the Nets, Pacers, and Wizards.
Right.
And they don't look like they're going to win anytime soon either.
No. And guess what? None of them will win the draft lottery, because the NBA draft lottery is galactically stupid. And it'll end up going to Boston, because Boston who will win 38 games, and then they'll get the number 1 overall pick at a 1.3% chance to do it.
Yeah. MVP odds, there's 5 guys that have decent odds. SGA is plus 180. Jokic is 3-1. Luka is 3.5-1. Giannis is 5.5-1. Wemby is 6-1. So those 5, and then next is Cade Cunningham at 30-1. Tyrese Maxey 50-1. So those are your top
So
NBA.
there's a clear 5.
Yeah.
There's a clear 5. And Wemby's in that group of 5. I'm going to tell you right now, people, this is going to be your last chance to buy it. The last chance to get the Wemby stock. So I'm just saying, make it happen. All right.
Should we go best bets for betting? Let's skip. We can skip over college football ranks.
Yeah, let's do best bets for betting. A recap here for best bets, and I'm happy to report that history was made for Rodney Newpell this week, and I'll let him report it.
And I gained a gain on you. Friday night, Spurs beat the Rockets. Good work. And you were going to take it. You missed out. You could have had a second one there, but Spurs beat the Rockets.
That's okay. I went with the Spoelstra house on fire emotional win for the Miami Heat, because that's just what you gotta do, I guess. For by the way, real quick, did you see that there's rumors that the mob was responsible for burning down Eric Spoelstra's house because of the the whole Terry Rozier thing? Like there was some sort of connection with that.
I have not, because I'm not really interested in seeing conspiracies.
Right.
Maybe it is.
No, I'm not either. But I saw it today. Figured the audience should know. Anyway, all that to say, the Heat did cover 4.5 points against the Hornets. So here we go, Rodney. Here we go. For the first time in 10 weeks.
History was made. The USC Trojans took down the Northwestern Wildcats. And I got it right. My first college win in a long, long time. I started 2-0.
Big move. Not a good college week for me. Indiana finally took a step back. I should have known, man. I should have known Penn State would do everything they can, and nearly pulled off the upset if it wasn't for just an amazing touchdown late in that game for the Hoosiers. So they remain unbeaten, still the number 2 team in the nation, but they did not cover the 2 touchdown spread.
Then I went back to college and lost straight up. This is how the games have been going. Not only did I take them at 11.5, they got smashed by Texas Tech.
Yeah.
BYU did not cover 11.5. So I took my first drop 2-1 there.
They eventually scored, right? They got a touchdown at some point. It was like
they did score,
or whatever.
Not enough.
Yeah.
Not enough.
Oregon, I was very disappointed in Oregon against Iowa. It was ugly game. There was some rain. It was not pretty. The Ducks did survive, but it was 3-4 point game. But yeah, ugly game. Big Ten football.
Yeah, this one burns a little bit. Although they never should have got there anyway. But I had them at 4.5. They won by 4.
Yep. But shout out to my Giants for covering. I'm sure that Brian Daboll feels great about that. He's like, well, at least we covered. His last game as the head coach. The not very good for me this week. The Indianapolis Colts. I thought, okay, they're gonna bounce back at Berlin. Falcons gave them a run, but Jonathan Taylor pretty much carried the Colts to a win. And no extra point in overtime, and the Colts win by 6, but did not cover 6.5.
So at this point, I was 2-2, and you were 1-3, and I moved to 3-2. With the Chargers. Chargers beating the Steelers on Sunday Night Football. Beat them pretty good. Got no doubter there. No doubter. And speaking of no doubter, the Lions taking on Donald Trump's Washington Commanders. Did you hear him? Did you watch any of him in the booth? Yeah, he was bad. He was bad. He was like, and I'm not saying, I'm not getting political here, but they were like, why don't you call a play, Mr. President? And he's like, all right. Let's see what happens. And then instead of saying any names, he's just like, oh, ooh. And his go-to is just, this is a big play here. Big play. Like it was horrible. And then at the end, he's like, yo, I'd love to get your job someday. Like he's going to replace Jonathan Vilma as color commentary. Yeah. Yeah. Kenny Albert as play-by-play. Kenny Albert, yeah. Anyway, all that to say, the Lions steamrolled the Commanders, and easy cover for Man Campbell's Detroit Lions. So, Rodney, you're now 26-29. You have gained a game on me, even though I am now 30-25. So, good stuff. I threw this in there. Rodney, I don't know if you've been watching much NHL hockey. The St. Louis Blues aren't playing well, but for the first time in like a decade, my Anaheim Ducks might be good. 11-3-1. 11-3-1. The highest scoring team in the league. Coach Q has those boys fired up. Leo Carlsson is officially in the conversation as one of the NHL's great young superstars, and currently playing the Colorado Avalanche right now, who are the best team in the NHL. It's a game on TNT, and it's 1-1 in the second. So they're going back and forth against a team that is looking like a cup contender right now. So very exciting. The Ducks won 7 in a row, looking to make it 8 tonight in Denver. So finally, a good thing happens to me. We ready to do a Mount Rushmore of 9? Yeah, let's do it. All right.
Couple obvious ones right off the bat. The baseball world, I think that the one big one is Splendid Splinter. Ted Williams.
Yeah, you could also go. You could also mention Reggie Jackson. I mean, yeah, Ted Williams would be a top choice. But
yeah, okay. So Reggie Jackson, though, I know he did it for the A's, but I've always associated Reggie Jackson with 44. Maybe that's because he wore with the Yankees.
Yeah, I mean, so his 9 is retired with the Yankees.
No, his 44 is retired with the Yankees. He was 9 with the A's. Because Greg Nettles wore number 9 with the Yankees.
Okay,
and that was the same time that Reggie Jackson was there, which I think is why Reggie Jackson had a different number.
All right, so Ted Williams is in.
Yeah, go with that.
The NFL, isn't our buddy Joe Burrow number 9?
Joe Burrow, I believe, is he number 9? I'm so bad with current. I don't know. Yes, he is number 9. I don't know about you, but I'm so bad with remembering current player numbers, but like former player numbers, I can think of like that. I don't know.
Drew Brees was number 9.
Drew Brees is overwhelmingly the best NFL player of all time to wear number 9, just based on the stats. But you have Matthew Stafford
and Drew Brees.
Yeah, I would say those two are locks. You also have Matthew Stafford. You have Tony Romo. You have Steve McNair. You have Carson Palmer. You have Joe Burrow. Like a lot of good NFL players. But I would say like Drew Brees would be the one for sure that we should have there.
Okay, what about the NBA?
NBA. So, all right. Let's do some investigating here. Like current guys, you got quite a few. You have RJ Barrett's. Like RJ Barrett's not going to go on the Mount Rushmore though, right?
No, he's not. No.
Rick Brunson, dad of Jalen Brunson, he wore number 9. Luol Deng, longtime Chicago Bull, was
Bronny
number 9.
James.
Bronny James, yeah. Bronny James is a guy. Of all of the players, he is one of them. Serge Ibaka. Here's one that I actually do like a lot. And if we can't find a better one from the NBA, I would consider him. How about Andre Iguodala?
Okay, Iggy. Yeah, local flavor there. I was going to mention kind of back our era, especially my era, Dan Marley.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. So,
Dan Marley.
All right. I got a couple here that are pretty good. So we have Rajon Rondo.
Yeah.
And then how about Tony Parker?
Yeah. I think Tony Parker probably deserves, right?
Yep. I'm just confirming here, like Bob Pettit was a good player, but a little bit before our time here. I would say Tony Parker's probably the pick from the NBA.
Yeah. Ted Williams, Drew Brees, Tony Parker, and then Dan mentioned some hockey guys here.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I would be fine with a Rushmore of just these guys. Obviously, yeah. I'm very, very sentimental toward Paul Carrillo. He's my first favorite hockey player. But like Mike Modano's amazing. Bobby Hull, piece of shit, but like great player. How could it not be Gordie Howe though?
Yeah. It's Gordie Howe, right?
It's Gordie Howe.
Yeah, I mean, we could definitely have a Mount Rushmore of NHL, and this would be a good list. But, yeah, so Ted Williams, Drew Brees, Tony Parker, Gordie Howe.
Yeah, and honestly, like, I would be – okay, if we wanted to do one player from each sport, I think we nailed it. If we wanted to just take the 4 best players, period, I would say we'd kick Tony Parker off and then we'd do another one of these hockey dudes. But I'm good with just having Parker there and we just do like one from each of the major sports and we call it that. But that's a great list.
It is a great list. All of these single digits have been good. They're going to be 10 will be good again. And I think that's kind of how we've formed in these last few shows is one from each of the major sports, and it's working out pretty well.
Remind me, Rodney, because if I don't say it now, I'll forget about it on Friday. For number 10, we probably need to strongly consider going going outside the box and going with a soccer player for the first time ever, because Lionel Messi is famously number 10.
Yeah. Well, we'd have to consider it. I mean, I'd never even think about soccer.
No.
What was Pele's?
I called him Lionel. I'm pretty sure it's Lionel Messi. So I've already kind of screwed up.
What was Pele's number?
I don't know. All I know at number 10 is Eli Manning. Like that's I will quit the show before I let anyone not put Eli Manning in the Mount Rushmore of number 10s. Yeah, I don't know what number Pele was. That would probably be a good thing to. Oh, Pele was also number 10. Great. All right. Well, we got Pele, we got Messi, we have Eli Manning, and then I guess there's one more. So we'll figure that out on Friday.
We got room for one more on Friday. Yeah, and we got to go back to 7 if we're going to put Ronaldo in there. So there we go. Thanks, Dan, for that. But
yeah.
Here we go. All right, let's get out of here for the night.
Let's get out of here. Yep. Thanks to everyone who joined us for the show. The hour and 7 minutes. A reminder, a couple things. Follow us at Stupid Sports Show on Twitter. You can catch all of our episodes on Spotify, Apple, iHeart, anywhere you get your podcast. Make sure to like and subscribe. And the little QR code up there, right there. Why don't you go ahead and scan that? It takes you to the Substack that Roddy's been running, putting out free picks every single day. Subscribe now, get them straight to your inbox. And that about does it for the show, man. Good time. Fun times had by all. I'm going to go flip on TNT, watch the Ducks take on the Avs. And we'll be back Friday morning, 8 a.m. for episode number 110. It's a lot of shows.
That's a lot of shows.
That's
a lot of shows. Yeah. Well, good luck to your Ducks, and make sure you sign up for the Substack. As you said, it's right up there in the top corner, and we'll be ready to rock and roll. Football, we call it Football Friday. We'll get ready for all the NFL and college games. Big college basketball weekend as well. So looking forward to it.
Absolutely. All right. Well, he's Rodney Newple. I am Tim Maserati Marv Van Straten, and this has been another edition of the Stupidest Sports Show on Earth. See you guys. Yeah. Step right up, dummies, and listen to the Stupidest Sports Show on Earth with Rodney Newple and Tim Van Straten. Yeah.